What's up, everyone? Engineering exam is 75 hours. 75 hours is a lot of hours. How many of you watched my Incubus? I don't know how people don't like that song. It's very weird to me if people don't like Pardon Me. That's a killer song. Greatest YouTuber, there you go. Just hit 442,000 subscribers. Moving up a couple thousand every day. Speaking of Instagram, I just posted a an Eagles video. Let's see if it's still up there. Looks like it's still up there. I posted some little Hotel California, which I can't play on here. Let's see here. 52 comments already. Wow. That's a lot for Instagram. So I posted part of the Hotel California guitar solo. Because I can. Because I could. But I don't know if they'll take it off. So Aaron found the list today of all the blocking, all the people that block videos. And some people that I did not realize were blockers. It's not every song either. But The Who, I didn't realize were blockers. They are. There's a couple ones that were on there that different songs from different records are blocked. There was, I want to say, a Hendrix song that's blocked in the U.S. and Canada, but not blocked anywhere else. There was something that's blocked in the U.K. and Germany, and available other places, but it's really ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. So, but I want to talk more about. They block everything. Who, body. So I thought I could do Bob O'Reilly. I thought I could do, Love Rain on Me, something like that. But I cannot do it. I cannot do it. So I can't do The Who. I can't do Jimi Hendrix. I have a ton of Jimi Hendrix. I can't do Pink Floyd, The Who, Jimi Hendrix, The Beatles. I can do the Stones. But it kind of, kills the series in a way when the biggest, most important acts cannot be included on it. Can't do Zeppelin, any Zeppelin. Genesis, I'm not sure. ELP, I'm not sure. Live stream Hendrix, please. Well, I'll do some Hendrix at the masterclass this week. I'll definitely do some live What Makes This Song Great. Queen is a blocker. I cannot do Zappa. They won't block Duke Levine, who's as good as those guys. I don't know what you're talking about. I love Duke. You're saying Duke is as good as Duke's one of my dearest friends, but he's as important as Pink Floyd. Come on, man. Is this Duke? Blue Bat, are you actually Duke? Duke would say that. What are you, an idiot? No offense. But some clown just commented in your Incubus comment saying you don't listen to much music, do you? Well, they're going to be getting the band hammer when I go look at it. 6 months sleep, you're very welcome. Is there a suggested reading order for it? Start at the beginning and skip around. Sorry in his ability, he is not famous. Famous. Duke is amazing. I really, I'd love to have Duke on sometime. That would be great. Do I have any Deftones? Yes. The Deftones don't use polytonality though. Marco, sorry. That's you may think they use polytonality, but they don't. Even if they use chords that you think are dissonant, they're not polytonal. You can't even play polychords on the guitar. Well, you could if you had an 8-string guitar, I guess, or a 9-string. If you had an 8-string guitar, you could. Polychords are, you could play 6-note polychords. Like this would be a polychord here. But they're really hard to play. Like this would be A minor over E flat major. Is Holdsworth polytonal? Holdsworth is bitonal. Polytonal, there's not a lot of stuff that's polytonal. You usually are getting into orchestral music when you're talking about that. I should interview your guitar teacher, Chris, because he was signed to a record label and he lives in Italy. There's probably a lot of people that were signed to record labels and live in Italy. So, does he have 150,000 subscribers on YouTube? If he does, either he's, as well known as Steve Vai or Scott Henderson, or he's got 150,000 subscribers, or he's a friend of mine. And if none of those are the case, I'm not going to be interviewing him. Okay. Oh, yes. So David Bennett. I wonder if he got more subscribers. You guys go watch his. Did you guys go look at his channel? He's a good kid. He needs to get more than 415 subscribers. I hope he's got 1,000 before long. Can I do some Paganini? I can. Yes, I can. Well, wait. Can I do some Paganini? What am I going to do Paganini? Can I do a video on Paganini? The kid has great potential. I had Warren on. How about Dave Pensato? When Dave Pensato invites me on his show, then I'll invite him on mine. I'm just kidding. Would I interview Martha Argerich? Come on, are you kidding me? I worship Martha Argerich. Of course I would, if I could. Eric, you watch some of his other videos? I haven't had a chance, but I'm sure they're very good. Got any Sky Blue Sky tracks? What's the name of the video? I'm not sure. I can't remember what the name of that video is. Very high rate. Paganini while eating panini. That sounds good. I like that. But yes, I would love to interview Martha Argerich. That would be amazing. But like I said, I'm going to talk about some stuff next week after the masterclass is over. Some ideas I have for taking the channel to the next level. It's been doing well, though. I've been hitting 2,000 subscribers every day, which is good. That means that YouTube is out there pushing it, and or means I'm making the right kinds of videos. Um, um, I did so many theory videos that I haven't done a lot of theory of my kind of in-depth theory videos. I don't like to repeat things that I've done, and but I'm gonna do some more. I'm gonna do some more composition videos coming up as well. But when did rock stop being pop? The name of the video. Okay. Told a friend. He said he knew about it. I hope he will subscribe. Thank you, Chris. How are classical records funded? Used to be subsidized by big pop sales. That's exactly right. And they still have, they still have classical departments at labels, but there's very little money for them. I would imagine that these days that symphonic music are funded by either grants when they're making recordings, or they, you have to pay the orchestra. If the New York Phil is making a recording, obviously the players need to get paid. So, if they're recording a live concert, I'm not sure. I'd have to ask people at labels that I know about, because there's no economic value to classical music at this point. They just don't sell anything. There's nothing to sell, and it's not like classical music is getting streamed all the time. The catalog music is getting streamed, obviously, like Glenn Goldberg variations, or famous recordings are getting streamed. But if you're talking about people recording new albums, there's just no money in it. So it needs to get funded somehow. But labels don't want to put money into things that don't make any money. Now, things like John Williams soundtracks, movie, film scores are huge. John Williams is the biggest writer on BMI. So that should be not discouraging. John Williams is the most highest paid writer for BMI, which is, I think, about $15 million a year he makes on royalties from his movie scores, which is amazing if you think about it. So there you go. So John Williams, those projects are going to get funded. But certain orchestras cost a lot less money. There's a reason that they go, John Williams always goes with goes to London to record, right? You never see any of these recordings happening here in the States. And the London Symphony cost far less to record than people in the United States with the unions here. And it's not just that he likes, the brass section there. It's that orchestras they don't pay as much money. As a matter of fact, I did a recording probably the last time I used an orchestral session or an orchestra on a session was in 2005, where I used the strings from the Seattle Symphony on a session. And one of the reasons that we flew to Seattle was that it was way too expensive to do it with session players in LA. and Seattle at the time was not a union town, and and it was way cheaper to do that. So there you go. Any plans to do what makes the sun great for Star Wars or Dark Knight? Well, um, I've already done videos on Star Wars and Dark Knight on some stuff. Um, can I say what that project was? It was a guy named Charlie Mars, and I didn't like the way that the strings came out. They didn't need to be added to the record, and the guy that mixed the record did a terrible job mixing it. And in my opinion, ruined the record that I had. It was a record that I had played almost everything on. Charlie wrote the songs. I played everything except the no relation to Mick Mars. I played everything except the acoustic guitars that Charlie played, and Darren, the drummer from my old band, played all the drums. And Charlie got signed to a major label, and they all labels back then wanted to put their stamp on it, the A&R guys. So they brought in a guy to remix it. He's a pro engineer, but he's a terrible mixer. And he and I kind of had it out, and they added strings to the record, which they never should have done. I programmed some keyboard strings that sounded great. And they added real strings, and they sounded terrible, and they ended up most of them ended up not getting used, and that was that experience. So another thing was the room that we recorded in. It might have been Bad Animals in Seattle. I can't remember. I had Joe Ciccarelli was the engineer on the session. And they had some drapes on the back wall that we closed, but the strings were too ambient for the recording. Even though we used close mics as well as room mics, it was too ambient for the tracks, and it didn't sound like it blended at all. So we ended up not keeping a lot of it. But great room and board. Yeah, I honestly can't remember. I think it was a Neve that was in there, Michael. I can't remember. It's been so many years. But Joe, it's interesting. Joe is a incredible engineer and producer, and totally first rate. And he wasn't hardly working at that time. He kind of had a lull in his career, and this is before he started working with Jack White. He did stuff with Jack White. He did stuff with a lot of people, but he did White Stripes and many records after that. But he was having a lull, and we had the same manager, and my manager said, "You want to hire Joe Ciccarelli on this?" I said, "Of course. Joe's amazing." And so that's the first time I met Joe. And he did, like I said, he did the strings on the session, did a great job. And David Campbell did the string arrangements, I think. Yeah, David Campbell, who's Beck's father. He does a lot of string arrangements. And honestly, I thought the arrangements were okay, but they were all done at the last minute. I didn't care for them. I didn't think they sounded like he just rushed through them, and they weren't that interesting. And it was kind of a nothing burger, honestly. The whole situation, and then the mix of the record was not very good. And it was one of my favorite records I've done. Was that record? I really liked it a lot. At least my version of it, I liked. And Charlie. Charlie didn't know. He didn't know what he didn't know this from that. Honestly, sorry, Charlie, but He was just psyched to have a record deal. So there you go. Those were the old days when people used to have budgets to do stuff. That record did come out, yeah, but I don't really care for the record. It's unlistenable. But I have my version of the record that I can listen to. Clayton, only my sisters called me Ricky when I was in 4th grade or so. So kindly don't call me Ricky. How's that? I'm looking to see if I have any Charlie Mars on here. Don't. It was a great record, though. Really great record. You can call me Al. I'm looking on here, see if I get Charlie on here. Nope. No. So I played some of the Shinedown the other night. For the record, my cousin Tom called me Rick. There we go. That was epic. What was epic? The Shinedown? Cool. So I've got some Trey Anastasio stuff. I've got a song that that I could play. I'm not sure I'd get in trouble for it, but they actually released this song, but not this version. This is was my rough mix of this. And this was Carmen singing on it. It's a solo Trey. It's from the record I did with him. It's got Tony Levin on bass, and it's got Jerry Murata on drums, and Carmen singing harmony vocals on it. Should I play it or not? This is my rough mix. TV dinner Trey. Oh, it's so good, man. This is a great song. Okay, I'm gonna play it. Here we go. You ready?
Now you left the solid wall behind to lead the balance of below. Now you left the solid wall behind to lead the balance of below. Love that breaks all lines, to see the love that breaks all lines, to see the love that breaks all lines. Unseen, a time to break your mind, to see the shadow of the signs, and watch the water fall alone, to see the center of the room. Unlined, unwavered and unfree, undone to love the same as me, unturned, untaken and all alone, unseen, another chance to understand the movements in the corners of your mind, to see the balance of behind and walk the center line alone. Love that breaks all lines, to see the love that breaks all lines. glance in the corners of your mind to see the balance of behind and walk the center line alone. Love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines. Love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines. Love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines.
There we go. So that was a rough mix from the record. That's Carmen singing backgrounds, and it's amazing. Her singing is unbelievable. So there you go. Should I play another song from then? I got another rough mix here. So there's a song, Bar 17, that was kind of the title track. And that's not me on the piano. But on this Bar 17, I play the acoustic guitar on the right speaker, I think it is. I start the song out on this. So so we recorded this. We started out with Trey and I doing the acoustic guitar parts. He did no. Trey's playing his electric guitar, and I'm playing the acoustic guitar on this. Yeah, recording in the same room. We were 5 feet from each other. So I play the main acoustic that's in one speaker. I'm not sure. And then, so we recorded that. Trey sang. I think I played the piano on the beginning of this. I can't remember or not. Or maybe Les played the piano. I think we did overdubs on the piano. This is a rough mix, so this might be me playing the piano on it. And then we had a band come in a few weeks later, a couple weeks later, and they jammed to this, and I put together the track. I put the ending, the band jamming. I think it's a pretty seamless transition too. It was Les Hall, Subi. That's right. I thought it was a seamless transition into this. So this is bar 17. So this is let's check it out. Okay, this obviously was the record version because it has real strings in it, but I didn't know which one I was playing. It says roughs, but this has strings in it, but I'm playing the acoustic guitar in this.
I saw in a dream far beyond me. How could I say from this fog in a day far beyond this heart is slowly breaking, and love that I've known that I know just how far you would go, far beyond.
Okay, so that was a rough mix that I did. Um, like I said, the intro was tracked at a completely different time. The um, the strings were done different. The jam was done at a different time. I heard the jam. It was a jam to something else, and I said, you know what, this jam would go great at the end or it would be a great second half to this tune. And I'll show you where the transition. I thought it was pretty seamless, actually. This. Right here, listen to this. You'll hear that. Here he comes. That's it. Completely different take. Can't tell the difference. I heard that that it was that D that the jam was in D, and I said, oh, that jam, I can make that flow perfectly from bar 17 into that. You can't tell. I hid the transition with the cymbal swell that I actually put in. It was an overdub. Can't even tell, right? You can't even tell it's not the band that's ready there. That was done like 2 weeks later. So when the thing comes in after the intro, so this picking guitar is me. Trey's in the other speaker on electric. This is just a live take. I played Trey's guitar there, his Martin. Then I start strumming there. I didn't even get credited on the record. I didn't get credited as the producer. I got credited only as the engineer. I didn't get credited as playing. Yeah, those are all real strings. I did not get credited for playing anything. I mean, it's obviously live. And it's obviously Trey on electric guitar. Why? Because Trey did the credits. So that's why. I played on all these songs. And was the music released? Who got production credit? I think Trey credited himself as the producer. I don't even remember, honestly. So we have a troll. Okay, great. Who's been banhammered. Boom! Not bad for an engineer, right? Good guitar player for an engineer. Do you count yourself a session? You know what? Was that released? It was released, yeah. I don't know if it's out right now. If you go to Spotify and look. If you do, that version, because there was a completely different version of the song that we did. Let's see if I look up Trey. And let me look up bar 17. Bar 17. Nothing. It's not out anymore. Yeah, he doesn't have it out. Let's see here if this Shine record has it on there. Nope. He put that Love That Breaks All Lines on that. I want to see if it's the same one here.
Now you left
Let's see.
solid wall behind to lead the balance of below. Breaks all lines to see the love. You see that alone. Love that breaks all lines to see the love that breaks all lines.
Okay, so they Brendan O'Brien produced this record because Trey got signed to a major label at the time. And they recut this song. It sounds like they're using the same rhythm tracks. And they took Carmen's harmony parts that I came up with, and they had Trey sing them. That's what it sounds like, but that's definitely the same version. But I didn't see my name on that version. But I don't think anything else is from that. Well, maybe no. There's a few songs on here, but I think they're different versions than the ones I did. The song is called Bar 17. The record is on Trey's label. Okay. Well, it's not on Spotify. So I wonder if it's on Apple Music. Is it on Apple Music, Subi? I'm going to look here. Bar 17. Bar 17. Let me look up Trey here. Doesn't look like it's here. Yeah. No, I think that they took the record down because he got signed to a major label. And they had some of the same songs. So Brendan O'Brien got hired. Pat, please remind you who Carmen is. You're drawing a blank because you haven't been watching this channel long enough. Was that cymbal swell a ride cymbal? Probably not, but I don't remember. Did Trey purposely shortchange you? I can't comment on that. Released on October 6th, Rubber Jingle Records. Producers, Bryce Goggin and Trey Anastasio. Didn't I leave the record halfway through and do Shine? No, I did not leave the record halfway through. I did about, probably 25 songs. There's some misinformation out there, Subi. But I can't comment on it. So she is the nurse. That's correct, Pat. Carmen is the nurse. But ultimately, I don't. I can't say anything. But I mean, I played on the record. I played on all the. I played on. No, they said he did. I played on the. I mean, I've got the recordings. I've got all the multi-tracks. Are we on speaking terms? No, I haven't spoken to Trey since 2005. But that's not that's not that big of a deal. I mean, I don't talk to any of the bands that I worked with. You're detecting some pain. You're actually detecting things that I can't talk about, Tony. That's why, because I had a contract, non-disclosure contract. So I can't. I mean, I can talk about things that are obviously common knowledge, but I can't. I can't talk about anything else. But you can look it up to see. Uh, you know, you can see who's credited on the record. How would I have the recording of the version that's not on the record, right? And anybody that knows me knows my guitar playing and knows that I'm playing that acoustic guitar part. You can tell from the inversions. Any more tracks? Yeah. Oh my God. I probably have 100 songs. So how could I have 100 songs? I have 100 demos easily, and we did probably um, 20 some odd 20 some odd songs. I'll tell you. I'm going to show you something. If you guys want to wait, I will show it to you. Hold on. I can't figure out how to get the. I can't figure out how to share my library from. I can't figure out how to share my library from the studio there to here. Otherwise, we'd be able to see. But you could see. I could without playing you all the stuff. I could. I could show you all the tracks. You'd notice, you recognize all the names of all the songs. Any of you that know his stuff. So, but I can't even find them. I can't. I have all of them in there, but I can't. I have the old version of iTunes, which I can't remember how to list all the stuff in it. I'd have to look at it or get my assistant to come in. So there you go. Subi, do you know the Bar 17 version? It's probably on, honestly, it's probably on YouTube. I bet it is. Let's see here. I'll look it up. Let's see here. Bar 17 Trey. There it is. Already found it. Let's see here. Well, there's a lot of live versions of it. Maybe they scrubbed it off the internet. Huh. Maybe look at it like this here. See if they have the whole record on here. I don't see it here. Used to be up here on YouTube, but they must have taken it off. So nothing on Spotify. Tour the studio is not a good idea. Why do people always ask me that? There's nothing to see in the studio. You can see it all. Yeah, I can't carry my camera around. I mean, I can take the camera off here and I go like this, right? And you can see this way, right? But that's about it. I mean, there's nothing to see. So that's the deal with that. You guys have never really heard me talk about the Trey thing at all. I don't talk about it, but well, it's multiple rooms. Obviously, you can see the room back here, and there's ISO booths over there, and then there's the other rooms where my whiteboard is that way. What's the heaviest project I ever worked on? Oh man. I've done tons of heavy projects. The heaviest one? People don't realize how much insane music Trey has written. Oh, he's written some insane music. Rick comes out of retirement video to see studio. The 300-pound wall. You can see that actually. You can see the back of it. It's right there. That's the 300-pound wall right there. That wall in the control room. I never looked to see if that record was on here or not, on Instagram or anything like that. But Trey doesn't have a lot of. It doesn't look like he has a lot of solo records on here. Well, maybe he does. When did he do that? 2002. Interesting. Yeah, I guess he does. It's this Traveler. Huh. Interesting. I have about 100 demos though. Did I ever work on any hip hop tracks? Of course I did. Not there because he thinks I'll sue? No. The tracks have been removed. Look at that, J-Bone. Weird, right? Very weird. You probably saw that I have 440,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. But that's all I can say on that. But no crediting of me, even though that's me playing. And I played on all the tracks on the record. So Bar 17 is on eBay, Brett. Okay, there you go. Interesting. Well, it was out. It was definitely out. There you go. If you look it up, I wonder if it's on allmusic.com. Let's see. Allmusic.com. Let's look up Bar 17, see if it's on there. Looks like it's on there. Let's see. Yep. So this looks like a different version than they released. Because they first released the record, they first yeah, these are all different songs on here. I mean, some of these ones, Goodbye Head was one of the ones we did. Let's see if that's it. Let's see this Bar 17. Okay, so Bar 17, this is right off allmusic.com. And credits. Let's see here. Oh, there I am, Rick Beato, engineer. Look at that. So there we go. Was I paid? Yes, I was paid. I wonder if Carmen's in the credits. Oh, well, no, she got taken off the song, I think. Let's see here. No, Carmen's on the credits. Carmen is in the credits. But doesn't say anything about me playing guitar. I played keyboards on it, too. Did I ever tell Trey I wanted proper credits? I never told Trey that, we never even talked about it. It never, I never had a discussion with him about credits, honestly. We have contract about that stuff, So, am I Italian? Of course I'm Italian. Is this an example of being part of the problem? No, I was not part of the problem. That's not an example of part of the problem. That's just an example of it's not an example of anything like any record I ever did. This was a weird, I don't know, that was an odd project. That's all I'm going to say. Do I make a point of talking about credits beforehand now? No. I don't ever credit myself as a player unless it's with a solo artist, and they obviously don't have a band, and then you have to have somebody credited that plays the instruments, because otherwise it's weird. But if there's a band, I don't credit myself. Am I allowed to keep the mixes after you're finished? Sure, why not? There's a very long list of players on the CD. Subi says. Scott, cool that someone so into music has the name Beato. Well, that's not my name, actually, Scott. But I don't have a Wikipedia. Somebody who was trying to set me up a Wikipedia. I forget. Somebody was. I don't know how I don't have a Wikipedia. Um, that's pretty weird, right? I have no Wikipedia. I'm just busting your chops, Scott. Wiki is easy. Just type. I don't think you can set up your own Wikipedia page. I'm on Reddit. Well, that doesn't. I've made 500 videos. That's why I'm on Reddit. Um, you're bound to get on Reddit with 500 videos on YouTube. Ray, you did try. That's right. You did try. Well, Ray, we'll finish it up. Okay. I'll go back and get the get the stuff. How many things do I have? Recordings of myself playing with Aiden? Oh, many, 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 but none that I would ever play. Um, um, I deserve a wiki. You know what? I don't care about Wikipedia. As long as people, appreciate my videos and somebody learns something out of them. Don't worry about it, Ray. Don't worry about it. The page Rick Beato does not exist. You can ask for it to be created. Well, it doesn't exist, but I'm sure that I'm in many people's Wikipedias. Um, um, I'll put Aaron on it. Aaron can do it. Have I done any videos about digital credits, metadata? I don't know if I have, but we deal with a lot with metadata and that stuff. So, what song do I think has been used most on a commercial? Oh, I have no idea. Even though I don't get it. What is this, Rich? One fan of Reddit says, even though I don't really get it, I enjoy hearing him say the words, I don't fully understand, followed by, and then you can just, dot, 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 plays the guitar really well. That's pretty funny. Thank you, Peter. I agree. I'm referenced on many Wikipedia pages. It's everybody's got a wiki page but me. Um, the Hub article might be a place to link to it. What's Hub? Hub article? What is that? Is that some article I did? Hub. Was that that really long interview I did? I can't remember that. Hub sounds familiar. Hub. Yeah, that sounds familiar. I did an interview on I don't know what it was. It was a while ago. It was years ago. Not sure if they're going to add credits to Spotify, but they should add credits to Spotify. Musician's Friend. That's what it was, Joe. That's right. That's right. Musician's Friend. What do you think was a bigger revolution, the iPod or the advent of streaming services? That is a great question. What's everybody think about that? iPod? Well, iPod kind of started it all. So if people didn't adopt the iPod, though, probably Napster. I agree with Joe, but That is the next video. Exactly, Daniel. Streaming is the end game. Yes, I agree with that. Streaming. Thank you, Melissa. Hello to Australia. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody's from Germany here. It probably not because it's late at night, but I'm going to be going in October to GitCon. And GitCon is in Germany. It's at the Warwick plant. It's like the first week in October. And I am going to spend a couple extra days and go to Leipzig and do a Bach video. So I will want to, I need to find some German, somebody that follow, there's obviously a lot of people from Germany that follow my channel. I don't know about this one, but on my main channel. And I want to, I'll need help from somebody because Aaron can't go. So I'll need help doing some filming while I'm there in my few days that I take off to head to Leipzig. But I really can't wait to man, Leipzig. I've always wanted to go there. Without the iPod, there is no format to stream music. Well, without the iPod, I'll tell the story, not now, but I will tell the story. I have a very interesting story about the iPod and the development of it. I'd like to get one of my friends to come on here who was actually kind of involved with the development of the iPod. I'm going to see if will come in here and do a video. He was involved. He was one of the first people that the iPod was pitched to before Apple. And he was had his own. He's started MindSpring. He was one of the two guys that started MindSpring. He's an old friend of mine. And I'd love to get him in here to talk about this. But he is an old school. He started MindSpring in 1994. Alan, you'll go to GitCon? There you go. Are you going to be there anyways? You got a pass too. You go to GitCon. You'll go to GitCon with me as help. Okay, there you go. I'll talk more about that as it gets closer. With umlauts in my name might be tricky. There you go. All right, so I'm done for tonight. This has been awesome. A lot of stuff. I might have to hide this video. I'm just telling you right now. So, because I'm not sure about the rules on playing these things. So you guys are the best. We'll talk tomorrow.